It was inspired by a song originally, and it was just a short story and got me into grad school. And I thought that was it. I thought that was the end of the story, but after a while some other characters kind of came up. And Ava's actually based on a picture of my younger sister, and she was 11 at the time, and she used to wear these really big white t-shirts, and she was running, and it looked like she had wings. And from there, I got Ava, this kind of normal girl who has wings, sort of wear. And then once I had this weird character, the rest of it sort of went from there. I did, yeah. I always wanted to write. I have my bachelor's degree in education because my dad said that's a great hobby, but you need to have like a real job to make sure you don't sleep on my couch and live there. So I'm a teacher as well, and yeah, my book only just came out in March, so I'm kind of new to the whole writing
and that was your first book, right?
My first book.
All right.
Oh gosh, I would really love to be able to just write and not have to balance the two lives. It's really hard to try to have kind of two full-time jobs. That said, I think that it would be really great if I love being able to come and talk to people about my writing, because I think a lot of us are kind of introverts by nature. I always have to kind of put myself up to talk to people, and then I realize how much I really enjoy being around people, and that's sort of one of my worries is once I'm just writing full-time that I won't be around people as much. I kind of feel like it's a full circle. I've always been the kind of person who lived in her own little world. I was a big liar as a kid. I was told that once by a professor of mine that kids who are good liars become good writers, so maybe that's kind of how it all came together. But I think that also my ability to kind of leave the real world and go into my own world sort of helps me. It's a coping strategy, I think, for kind of stress and normal life. Yeah. I really like Miami. So far I've only seen really my hotel room and the lawn chairs and stuff blowing across the patio. I was not expecting the wind. Is this normal? Is it usually like this?
No, it's usually nicer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, it's bad timing.
Yeah, well, I'm from Seattle, so maybe I just brought the stormy weather with me. Maybe?
It travels. It travels.
No, this is my first big one, though. Yeah, this is the biggest one I've been to, and I was actually looking at the schedule and was like kind of starstruck a couple of times. So
that must be exciting, though.
It is. It also just sort of makes you feel like you're facing the crowd, which is sort of nice.
Definitely.
Yeah, but yeah, it's an incredible event. Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on a second book. I'm hoping it's going to be a trilogy, and it's about witches.
All right.
Yeah. It does seem to be popular. Yeah. We like the magic in YA.
Yeah.
It's definitely true. Yeah. Well, I'm a middle school teacher, and I told one of my kids that. Well, I told my kids I was going to be gone for a couple of days, and one of my kids, Keyshawn, who's 11, he goes, "Oh, man." And I was like, "Keyshawn, I'm going to be back. Like, don't worry about it." He was like, "Nah, I'm not worried about that." He's like, "It just, you know, when you're here talking to us, we always got to do stuff afterwards, and when the people just get to listen to you, and they don't got to do nothing." And he was really mad about it. I think that's pretty funny.
It is really funny.
He's a funny kid. I would say that if you can do anything else other than writing or any kind of art form, and you would still feel like you would live a fulfilling, happy life, like, go do that other thing. Because it's hard. It's been 9 years since I wrote Ava Lavender, and it came out this March, so it's been a really long journey for me. And I think that's kind of typical a lot of times. And you sort of have to be a bit delusional. Like you kind of, and you have to be it's all self-motivation. Nobody cares whether you're up at whatever hour of the day to write your book before you go to work or school or whatever. So I'd say that if you can do anything else, go do that other thing. But if this is what you really want to do, then don't put it away just because it's not like one of those traditional jobs.
Have a backup.
Yeah, have a backup.
Exactly.
Yeah, a good backup.
Yeah.
Though. Not like accounting. Unless you're really into accounting.
Then do accounting.
Then do
and
accounting.
writing,
Yes.
And have writing on the side.
Yes,
Very
absolutely.
Cool.